friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Code 369 and today's topic is CSS selectors. Okay, and the types of selectors are element selector, class selector, ID selector and grouped selector, and we will be seeing all these things. And this is a full stack development course. Today is class 25. The prerequisites for starting coding is install VS Code first and its extensions, and create a folder and open a folder, create a HTML file. And to do all these things I have given links in the description box. Please check that also and use it. And this is W3 Schools website. Thank you for the W3 Schools website for providing good examples and explanations. Now let us get into CSS selectors, and the first selector which we are going to know is CSS element selector. Okay, CSS element selector. Let us start with an example. And first of all we have to know about syntax of. Already we saw what is the syntax of CSS, but again see it. This is what the syntax of CSS is. Here they have declared the color as blue and the font size as 12 pixel. So to which place this style will be applied? To h1. Okay, this is called as selector and this is called as declaration block. Okay, to selector to h1 all these styles will be applied. Now let us see the example. Now go to selectors and see element selector. So what is mean by element selector? Let us see what is mean by element selector. Okay, element selector is nothing but, here this is what syntax of HTML. Here we can see P. Okay, P is the element. So all the styles that we are applying are applied to the P element. Okay, wherever P element is there, here we can see 3 P element. Wherever P element is there, all the styles which we are applying here will be applied to the P element. Okay, all the content that are written inside P element will be having that style. Okay, like this it has got those styles. That is what element selector. Okay, the element will be presented here as the selector. That is what element selector. Now let us get into our project. I have created a new file and there is a spelling mistake in file. I am sorry for that. Element and element I have written. Now this has become element selector. Now we have to create a HTML file and it should be ending with .html. That is very important. And another thing which is important is here in the language mode you have to select HTML. That is also very important. And you have to insert the base structure like this. Okay, how to insert the base structure? Go to new file. To insert the base structure, what you have to do is type HTML:5 and press enter. Okay, and delete this, and this is not necessary, and delete this is not necessary. Okay, and change the title. What you have to insert, this title will be visible as the title in the web page. Okay, now delete this. Like this I have created the base structure of HTML. Now what we are going to do is the next thing which we are going to do is we will be seeing a sample project and we will be writing code according to that. Now this is what our project is. Let us understand how element selector works by this. Okay, here I am having a paragraph and here I am having a heading. Okay, and I am having a background color for heading and also a paragraph, and I have changed the font size of both these things. So how to do that? Let us see how to do that. Now what we have to do is insert a paragraph and a heading. In order to do that, go to the body element and press P and enter and type LOREM. You will be having a sample paragraph. And in order to create a heading, type h1 and press enter. Type this is a heading and press. Don't need to press anything. Oh, I just by mistakenly I have pressed it. So now it's necessary to press it. Now press Ctrl S and open this code in the web page. Okay, just go to the VS Code folder and this is here VS Code folder and select element selector. Okay, we have got two things like a heading and also a paragraph. So how to make changes with element selector, that is what we are going to learn in this class. Okay, how to change it with element selector means just first of all you have to create an internal CSS by inserting style element, and inside that which you are going to do is you are going to give element name as the selector. Okay, and then what you have to do is open curly brace and type what you have to do, like for two things you are going to insert styles, for paragraph and also heading. So insert h1 also here. This is the selector here. Okay, what is mean by element selector? The selector which we are having is element. Okay, to this element we are going to apply the styles. That is what element selector is. So I am going to give background color for both these things. Type background color, and what is the background color? Here I have some color, here I have some color. So select for yourself. Like this I am going to give selector color, and for this also I am typing background color and I am giving, sorry, this is background and not background color. Background color, and the background color appears. I am selecting on this color. Okay, next what you are going to do is changing the font size. In order to change the font size, what we have to do is font size, click, and I am going to select as XX large, and here what I am going to do is at the last you have to insert semicolon, that is very important. And here what I am going to see type is font size, and I am going to select as XX small. Now press Ctrl S, go back. This is what our element selector file is. Press Ctrl R. Now you can get what we wanted. Okay, like this. Like this you have got what you want. And don't get mistaken with this title, inline CSS. Okay, let me change this. I used this title for the previous project. Let me make the name as project. Okay, so you may not get confused. Okay, you have got this. So basically what is element selector means, you will be directly inserting the element name here and you will be applying the styles what you want to. Okay, that is what element selector is. Now let us see what is class selector. Okay, we will be having class name here instead of element. Okay, so delete this, you don't need this. Now what we are going to do is whether it will be applying, whether the style will be applying now. No, because you did not specify any selector. Now press Ctrl S and go back and reload this. You are having no styles. Now let us see what will happen. Now let us see, what will happen. We don't need to know what will happen. We just have to apply the styles. Okay, how to apply using class name? Go to the P element and inside the open tag of P element type as class. Okay, and press equal to, inside the open quotes you have to type as first class, and you should not leave any space here. Okay, if you leave space here it will be considered as two classes. You will be seeing it later in this video itself. Okay, now in the h1 what you have to do is type as class 2, class equal to second class. Now what you have to do is in order to apply this styles to the paragraph element, we have to insert this class name first class here. Okay, so how to insert that? Just type dot first class, and now press Ctrl S and go back and reload. Now you can see the changes. Now next thing what you have to do is you have to insert this style name, this styles to the h1. So how to do that? Insert the second class with dot second class. Okay, that dot is very important. Dot second class, and press Ctrl S and go back and reload. Now you can have this changes. Okay, these changes. Okay, this is what class is, and I told that I will be showing you some things. So what are they? What is that means? I told that you should not leave space here. Okay, so what if I leave space here? What will happen? This will be considered, I should not leave space here. Let me create another class here. Okay, by typing dot third class curly brace. There is curly brace, and I am going to type as text align. Okay, text align, and text align as center. Now the specialty of class is that we can have more classes in a single element. Okay, like for h1 I am going to have two classes. How to do that? I am already having second class, but I am going to insert third class also. So how to do that? After the first name I am going to leave space, and I am going to insert the second class name like third class. Okay, this is the second class which I am using. The first class which I am using for heading 1 is second class, and the second class which I am using in the class in the h1 class h1 is third class. Okay, so what will happen? What will happen is means the second class and the third class, both the class styles will be applied to h1. That is what will be happening. Now what you can understand, the background color of h1 will be changing, the font size of h1 will be xx small, and the text align of h1 will be center. Okay, all these things will be happening because we are using these two classes. Now press Ctrl S and go back and reload. Now you can see this has got center aligned because we have implemented the third class also into the h1. Okay, that's what. Now let us see how to do this using ID. Okay, ID selector. Now delete this. Now delete this also. Now delete this also. We don't need these things. Delete this also. We don't need this. And delete this also because we have created class here. And now what we have to know is, in order to create ID selector, what we have to do is inside the open tag of any element, just type id equal to and type as first id. Okay, even if you leave space, there is no problem here. In id, it will not be considering this as a second id. Okay, that's what you can know. That's what you should know. There is no, in ID selectors we cannot implement two IDs for a single element. Okay, now type ID equal to second ID. Now let us implement first ID here by using hash. Okay, first you have to insert hash, and here second ID. Okay, now press Ctrl S and go back and reload. It does not show anything. Why? Because here also we should not leave space, I think so. I'm sorry. Put hyphen here. Now press Ctrl S and go and reload. Now you can get it. Okay, you should not leave space here, but you can use hyphen or anything. And one thing which is important here is um, we should not have two ID names in a single element. Okay, that is what you have to understand. We can do it only for classes and cannot do for IDs. Okay. Now press Ctrl S, go and reload. Here also we have got the same output. Now ID selector is over. Let me delete the ID selector. This and this, and here also you have to delete the ID name. Here also you have to delete the ID name. And now I am going to change the title of this web page because we are seeing all the selectors in a single file itself. So I am giving selectors as the title. Here also I am giving selectors as the title. Okay. Now press Ctrl S and you can go there. Sorry. Now you can reload this page. What happened? Again you have to open from the first. So go and click selectors. And now you can have this. Okay. Now let us see grouped selectors. Okay, or grouping selectors. How to do that? For grouping selector, let us change this. Okay, we don't need this, so delete this. For grouping selector, what we are going to have is multiple elements. Like div also we will be having. This is an element like that I am giving. So we have to understand what is grouped selectors. Okay, if we have to give this style to a particular element, what we will be doing? We will be entering. We will be copying this. Okay, we will be copying this 3 times. We will be having this, and for p element we will be inserting p here, and for h1 we will be inserting h1 here, and for div element we will be inserting div here. Okay, for separate elements we will be separatedly insert the element name like we saw in element selectors. Okay, but here in grouped selectors what we will be doing is we will be deleting all these things, and in a single line itself we will be inserting all the element name like p, h1 and div. Okay, and then we will be pressing Ctrl S and saving it, and go to where it is here. Go to our selectors file and press Ctrl R. Okay, what you can see here is the background color is bisque and font size is XX large. This style will be applied to all the p element, h1 element and div element. That is what you can see here. Okay, this is what element selector is. And now let us coming to the conclusion. Thank you for watching this video, friends. Try all these things by yourself. Okay, by pausing the video every time and just try all these things. And in this video we have seen selectors and its types, like what is element selector, how to use it, what is class selector, what is ID selector, and what is grouping selectors. All these things we used and we have learned. And learning itself is not enough. Just try to apply the code and try to get the output from that. Okay, now let us see in the upcoming videos, my friends. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your support and please subscribe me. Thank you. Let us see in the upcoming videos.